And they should be able to hear us now.
Yeah, a little transition.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, yeah. Transition. Yeah, I see it now. I see it.
What is this work you did over here?
Well, the fucking cable in the arm broke. So I had to get one of my nice cables from my guitar rig to mount that up because the whole arm is a piece of shit.
So where did you get this? Did you say it was like a combo deal?
It was a combo deal. Sweetwater had a combo deal with 2 SM7Bs and mic arms. And yeah, the mic arms were probably free. So paid probably full price for the SM7Bs. If you look at
I think I remember when you got the deal back in the day because it
was the combo with the cloud lifter too.
Okay, I was gonna say it came with something else besides.
I just flipped off everybody, but
it's fine. Yeah. It's fine. But yeah, no, I remembered it came with it was the mics, the arms, and something. So it was the cloud lifter. But yeah, I remember you getting a good deal, but it explains why. Because they look like I think they're like Gator frameworks or whatever. Something like that. I can't remember what they look the same as those arms, but clearly they're not the same quality.
Right. Yeah, no, I've got the, what the fuck is it? The blue.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's like called the compass. It's got a stupid name.
Yeah, the compass.
Yeah, it's a fucking mic arm. Yeah, the blue mic arm. Mm-hmm. Not the compass, but the blue mic arm. I've got that at home, and it's awesome.
Yeah, no, I really want to... The one I'd like to get for my setup, if it ever goes on sale or if I just give in, because it's I think it's $100, so it's not bad. It's the same as the compass, but it's the Elgato low profile arm because it clamps and then it's immediately on an arm that's on a low hinge, so it's like right above your desk. So I have my monitors mounted, so it could come under my monitors, and then the second piece of the arm you could raise up above your keyboard.
Oh, I have seen those.
So then it's below your mouth, so it doesn't like get in your way of viewing your monitors. Because right now I pull mine down from over my monitors.
Yeah, that's not good.
And I'm always like, oh, someone's saying chat. I can't freaking see right now. So
my setup is very much like this, where it comes in from the right hand side is like this. It's like this. It's like that.
Yeah. Well, it's almost 8 o'clock here. I'm gonna finish this up just a little bit. I poured myself in. We can probably
promoting the Discords.
Oh, we can probably get into what's sitting in the table here, but we'll get into that after 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
If anyone's coming in to hang out now, though, throw what you're drinking in chat. We'll give some shout outs.
Oh, you chugged it? I guess.
Oh, no, I didn't finish it completely yet.
I was going to say.
It's almost. Okay. But yeah, throw what you're drinking in chat. Love to give some shout outs. Love to see what everyone's sipping on, especially being the New Year's special. I'm sure there's going to be some more, I guess what's the word? Like, not special drinks, but maybe sophisticated. I don't know if even that's the right word. Rare, unique. I feel like everyone this time of year is sipping on something really good right before they hit their New Year's resolution. So, Gannon's Disciple, 44, drinking a chocolate porter. Okay.
Ooh, I did see one of those when I was in Trader Joe's. They had a chocolate porter and then they had chocolate stout. The chocolate stout was encouraged to be used in baking or milkshakes.
Interesting.
And I was like, that sounds like a great idea.
It does. No, and actually Gannon, Gannon's Disciple, sorry. What chocolate porter are you drinking, if you don't mind me asking? I feel like there's a lot of good ones out there. One that I think of immediately now whenever I hear chocolate porter, though, is that Rogue Brewing. It's like a bright red can with just a chocolate candy bar on it, and that is so chocolatey. It's really good.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I mean, I like everything chocolate. Anything dark beer, though.
Yeah,
tasty.
Payette Brewing Company in Boise.
Is that Payette or is it Payette?
Payette? I don't know. Do you know where that is?
No. So I've been to Boise once, and traveling out there it just took an eternity. So, have I been there more than once? No, I've only been there once because I had to go to Ora, Ida.
Oh, dude, that looks like a sick brewery. Damn. Okay, no, that's awesome. Well, I'll have to see if I can hunt one of those down and try it myself.
Abigail Higgins in the chat. What are you drinking?
Ooh, a subscription. Oh, Abby, hey, what's up? Got a subscription for Christmas. That's awesome.
A lot of people got subscriptions for alcohol. I know a couple people that got Mezcal subscriptions, like Mark Heiler. He didn't get it for Christmas. He got it for when he got back from Mexico this past year. But I know a couple people that did get those like Mezcal tequila subscription boxes.
Yeah,
I've Christmas
seen those before, and I think I've always been curious about them, but I don't think I drink, especially at least lately. Pretty much ever since COVID, probably. I don't drink as much like liquor. I've been more into the craft beer stuff. Just because liquor, I feel like, is normally like this. You're hanging out with friends, which, again, craft beer is too, but I feel like I'm more apt to grab a beer if I'm, like, hopping online to play games with the boys, do stuff like that.
I don't know. I get fucked up on whiskey playing Valorant, and I get better, I think, mostly.
Yeah, I saw Lars said you carried him the other night.
Yeah, I played for the second time since episode Act 1, and I was getting my aim back slowly. And I had this one round where I got this crazy 4K that everybody was like, ugh! Like, just.
Damn. I'll have to get on and bring you guys down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I got on there, and then you guys were all like, oh, he's diamond. And I'm like, guys, easy. Like, I haven't played in forever. Like, there's all these fucking new agents that have all these different abilities. I have no idea what they do, and then they pop in my face.
Yep.
And then I'm blind.
Well, I know one of them, I can't remember the name. One of the new agents can, like, teleport. Yeah, the booze boost, it is real. It's real to a point.
It's like Balmer's Peak.
Yeah.
Balmer's Peak. It's like Windows, what was it? Windows XP, Windows 7. Vista was a huge drop off. And
yeah, it's the same type of thing.
If I had a whiteboard, I'd kind of whiteboard it out for you guys, but.
Ooh, thank you, Andrew. These are actually Nick's glasses, but I'll take credit.
Did you mean the glasses for the sup nerds or this actual, Cristal?
I assume with Andrew he means the whiskey glasses.
Yeah, I've got some stuff in here.
I'm gonna give him a shout out real quick. Anyone in here who's into beer, cocktails, just cooking, any of that stuff in general, check out the Barkitect on Instagram. Andrew, you should throw your name in chat. And yeah,
we'll ban you.
He kills it over there. So yeah, you guys should definitely check him out. But it's a little bit after 8 now, so we're gonna get into the show.
First of all, chat, how's audio levels? This is the first time with this setup that we've made Mike drag his laptop to me so we could do this in person type thing. So we've got a little different setup, camera, everything.
Yeah.
Audio sounds good though. I'm assuming since y'all are participating, we're all good.
No, I'm excited to be back in like a studio setting. Like we've done this. I set it up in my basement. I did one with Kevin. I recorded one with Craig down there with my audio setup and everything. And I love using a real audio setup like this where there's less, like once you get it balanced in the mixer, I don't have to worry about it in OBS. Like it's going to just be what it is. And it's a little bit, I don't know, it's just less to worry about. There's less like plugins, less stuff to mess with on the computer side of things and just kind of jump into it and get going.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, with that said, I'm going to get started with the episode tonight, guys. So tonight's going to be a little bit different. Normally I try and hit up news and like stories from the week in the tech and gaming, I guess like area of things. But today we want to do a New Year's special. We're breaking out this, which if you guys are longtime viewers or if you're not and you want to go back and check out the original Cave Conversations I did, which were recorded. The last episode I did with Nick here, which was October 2020.
Tough.
It was right before Halloween.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah, and we picked up this Southern Tier Pumpkin, and it was awful. It is just pretty much corn whiskey. It tastes like terrible sugar.
They couldn't see that, by the way. They just saw a white. For me, just going like this, I was like, you're blind.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
But it's not great. We're going to remember it. We haven't had it since then, so we're going to try it in here. But what I did was I aged it with in oak staves for the last year and 2 months. So we're just kind of curious. We're like, is there any way that could have made it better? Can aging, as it does with many things, make this any better? So we're going to get into that, but I just want to highlight. So for anyone
I
new
look
here,
better now at 31 than I did at 18. So if it worked for me.
For me, it's up in the air right now. Like I have like high school emo hair going on, so
Hey, I'm growing mine out.
so
it
it depends on what you're into, I guess. But so this is for anyone new here. This is a once weekly live show. I try to do it every Thursday night. It's been a little all over the place with the holidays going on and stuff right now.
You picked a bad time to start this.
I did. There's never a good
start.
There's never a good time to start. I think that's important to tell everyone. But yeah, it's a once weekly live show, Thursday nights. Try to start around 8 p.m. every Thursday night. We have some drinks on the show. We talk tech. We go over tech news for like the week. Just talk some pop culture stuff sometimes, gaming, streaming as well. And we get into, after that, kind of just chill conversation. We want to get chat involved. We want to talk about like drinks, games, whatever the chat's been doing too. And just have a little fun with it. So if you enjoy it, come stop by. I usually just kind of clip the beginning and end off and edit it into a VOD. If we get a bunch of these going, I might end up setting up like podcasts or whatever with it on Spotify. But right now we're just having fun with it. So with that out of the way, we can get right into it. We're going to start off here. Before we get into the Tech of the Year segment, we're going to start off here with the pumpkin. We're bringing it back. It's been, like I said, a year and 2 months. Definitely go check out the old episode from that time if you haven't, with Nick and I.
There was a pretty good reaction when we tasted that.
This isn't great. We're going to get back into it, though. We're going to see what it's like this time. Let's see.
Gannon's is saying, didn't know there was a whiskey. Yes, pumpkin beer I do enjoy. They have a new barrel-aged pumpkin as well. That's actually pretty good. I had it recently.
The rum thing?
No, it's a bourbon barrel-aged pumpkin.
I did not see
that they
Was
did.
that this year?
Yeah, they had. Where did I have that? I had it at a McGregor's.
Oh no, I poured more into my glass than I should have. You got a nice amount. You got a good amount.
Yeah, you were kind. Yeah, the pumpkin beer is good. The whiskey is not good. If you go back watch that video that Mike was talking about. Ugh.
So if you've ever had just like a corn whiskey that hasn't been aged in anything, it's just like essentially they're sold to be aged. They don't taste great. They're sweet, but at the same time they just burn. And then you also get that like taste of corn at the end, and it doesn't work. It's not great. I mean, if you're into moonshine, if you're really into, I guess, the strong stuff, you might like it. I mean, I love some barrel proof whiskey though, and this is not that, but this ain't it.
I mean, the only thing so Black Bud does mostly corn-based stuff, and I don't like their corn-based vodka, don't like their moonshine, don't like their whiskey. Like the only thing that I think, and to your point, when you flavor it or age it, like the apple pie moonshine is decent. The cream, the bourbon cream's good.
Is really good from there.
The gin is good.
Mm-hmm. I like their gin.
They put the huge tea bag in there of all their shit.
I love they do their every year for the Lilac Festival, they do their lilac gin.
Do you have a lilac gin?
That's really good, have to say.
Somebody convinced me to buy that thing last spring. I haven't opened it yet. So I have a bottle of it that I haven't. I think I took some samples. So I tried it, enjoyed it, but I haven't cracked the bottle. So Bridget convinced me to buy it. She was with Craig and I think, when we were out just, walking around shopping, enjoying the weather. And she's like, oh, yeah, there's so many good cocktails you could probably make with lilac. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm thinking, why did I agree to this? I don't make cocktails. I pour whiskey in a cup with ice.
Right. But I will say.
It's like, Craig, help.
The gin and tonic, obviously. That's gin and tonic, it's really, really good with the lilac gin. Highly recommend.
The question is, what type of tonic or seltzer? Like, if you picked a flavored seltzer, I know we're getting way off fucking topic, but if you picked a flavored seltzer, what would go good with lilac?
Probably a lot of them because they're all fruity.
Yeah.
It'd be like a fruity mixed with flowery is generally going to be a good flavor, I would think.
You described yourself.
Yeah, and people like me.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, so there.
All right.
Anyway, cheers.
With your heavy pour.
I have to say, Gannon, I agree. Rum King is absolute fire, and I'm sad. I think I've drank all my bottles that I've left.
Good, man. Why did I do that?
I don't want to smell it because then I know what's coming.
You know what? We don't have COVID, though.
True. I'm just going to go for it. I'm like holding my breath right now.
I know it's
not as bad as I remember.
Is it because we just had something really
it's
good?
It's the aftertaste.
It is the aftertaste.
It's the aftertaste that's bad. It's the once you get the corn, the pumpkin goes away, and then it's just corn and sugar and alcohol, and it's not like blended together. It's like separate.
Yeah, the aftertaste is not good.
No, that's why we didn't like it. I will say, because we did just have a sip of much better whiskey, the initial separation where it starts to burn isn't as bad. Like, I could probably drink this right now. If, like, say I was like out and about and someone offered this to me, I'd be like, oh, it's not the worst thing ever, but it's still not good.
Yeah,
but it's not as bad as last time we tried it with nothing before it, and it was not great. If you have something that's already kind of, cleansed the palate, numbed it out a little bit, it's not as bad.
Right. But now I'm curious how the barrel aged.
Yeah.
So please describe what you did to this, because that is way darker, and you can see the color difference.
Yeah, we can hold them up here. So this one, our buddy Craig, who Nick already mentioned, had a bunch of oak staves that he had ordered online for specifically aging liquor. And he was like, oh yeah, you want to age that? Like, I already have some stuff, because I was going to look at them. I was going to buy some. He gave them to me. We threw them in this jar. I dated it. So it was 10/29/2020. And this actually was like sealed up good. It was the pop was still down, or the button on the can was still down when up or whatever when I opened it today. Like, I had to use an actual butter knife to like pop this top off because it was sealed so well. But no, I popped it open earlier, and I strained out all of the oak staves, or I think I think it was a mix of, there was a stave and some chips or something. I don't know. Either way. So it's been aged in the charred oak for a year and exactly 2 months, right? Or 2 months and a day. A year, 2 months and a day. And we're going to see if that did anything for us.
I'm going to put that right there.
I'm hoping it's a lot better. I also don't know how to pour from a mason jar, so I gave myself a bit of a heavy pour.
Jesus Christ.
I'm trying not to do that to you. I probably won't.
Did you pour all down the side?
I tried not to. Dude, you never poured out of a mason jar. What do you want from me?
Just like the side
I
of that.
drink out of a mason jar. I should have just done that. But yeah, actually, let's do this. Before we get into the first topic.
I just watch myself just lick the side of this like a fucking heathen.
Before we get into the first topic, let's give this a try. I'm excited, especially since we just sipped on the other. Cheers. It smells better. I like that noise.
I don't know if they heard that though, but
that's way smoother.
It is way smoother.
You get that oak, the earthy taste is right up front. I think some of the aftertaste is still there.
It is, but it's not as offensive.
Bad. You know what I taste a lot of now? Vanilla.
That's literally what I was about to say. Is I get more vanilla in this. Was there any of that, or did that come from?
There was vanilla in it.
All right, so this does have that away from the microphone. So yes, the original is saying that it's got notes of pumpkin pie spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, hint of whipped cream and crust. Pumpkin whiskey is a treat among tricks. No, this is a fucking trick first.
So I think it's the whipped cream. Yes. I think it's more of that pie flavoring they're going for is actually coming through now. That's wild.
You almost smell it more too.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
No, just smelling it smells really good. Well, I'm sure these bottles are still available. I know I've seen.
Oh, they are. I saw them the other day.
I might buy a full bottle of it and just get more of the chips and age a full bottle like that, because this is legitimately good. This is something I would suggest. If you guys see this bottle, I would say pick it up to age it for a year. If you're like, you see it out around Halloween and you're like, hell yeah, I'm going to have that next Halloween. I think that's the way to go about it. Don't buy it for the current Halloween. But yeah, wow, I'm super impressed. I'm really happy.
This is actually drinkable.
Yeah, no, it's really good. But with that said, I want to get into the topics for tonight. And so tonight's 3 topics are favorite tech of the year, tech flops of the year, and then what we would like to see from tech in gaming, streaming, general, like overall what we talk about here going into 2022. And I know I have a good one for that and a good one for favorite tech of the year. I feel like flops of the year, I might be copping out a little. I have a number, but a lot of them are just related to, I think, the current events of the world, but we'll get into that anyway. But to start us out, Nick, I'm going to let you go first. What was your favorite, whether it was an announcement, a piece of tech you used, or like just something that influenced you, or just favorite tech of the year?
So there's a couple things, and then I'll say which one has been my favorite.
Okay.
So PS5, Xbox Series X came out last year. Yep. I finally got my hands on a PS5. What's been nice about that is ever since that I got my puppy, I can actually play video games in my living room again.
Yeah.
Now, with the advancement of these next-gen consoles, what's been sick is long ago when you had CRT monitors, you had higher refresh rates. And then, of course, flat panels came out. There was a lag in duration until you got 144 hertz plus. Right. But to play on a TV that is 65 inches, 4K, 120 hertz was awesome. That was one of the things that is super cool, that I didn't have to be tied to my big CRT or 24-inch monitor, like up in my office, tied to my gaming rig to be able to achieve that. Having that in the living room is pretty cool.
It's honestly, I can speak to that. It's game changing.
I'm an FPS guy, so like that matters to me, right?
Well, and I'm competitive in Rocket League. I started on Xbox, switched to PC. I play on my Xbox Series X now that it puts out at not quite 4K. I think when you play at 120 FPS, it is like 1440p and then upscaled to 4K or whatever. Either way, doesn't matter. All I care about the fact is it's 120 FPS, and it makes a world of difference. So I know exactly where you're coming from there. Yeah,
like just like an accuracy type of thing. When, in my case, if you're aiming and making sure that you're aiming to what you're actually seeing and the game is giving you that feedback real time in a faster way. Same thing for when you're going up to go after the ball, right? You're going to launch, you're going to jump, you're going to fire your boosters. I don't play Rocket League, so I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, you played Rocket League for like
I wanted to break a controller.
Yeah, no, you didn't like it.
It was bad. But like that was one thing that was pretty cool that I know it came out in 2020 and finally got my hands on, like a lot of people, just because of the huge delays for chip shortages. But I think that was something that was really cool that I used this past year. The other thing is definitely this new MacBook Pro. It's the 16-inch M1 Max that they decided, hey, we're going to be revolutionary and put all the ports back on it.
Yep.
Woohoo! MagSafe, great. SD card, great. The ports, great.
Did you see that someone was charging their MacBook with their MacBook?
Yeah, I did. But other components would use the power and eventually
obviously
it would run out.
It's just going to die. I know. I understand it's not, but did you try it?
I haven't tried that.
It just looks fun. It looks funny to be like, I plugged it into itself. It runs forever.
Yeah, I did see that. I think you sent it to me, and I
no, it was in I think it was Content Creators Discord.
It was somewhere, but
yeah.
I saw that. I'm like, oh Jesus, okay. Hopefully this person understands.
I hope they posted it seriously, being like, "Oh my god, guys, I solved it. I solved."
I can't even say you're going to learn today because it's going to take like a day for these things. Like the amount of time that I can run on battery. I know the first M1s came out; those were impressive. I would say the more impressive leap was between Intel to the first Apple Silicon chips. Mm-hmm. That was an impressive leap. The M1 to an M1 Pro or Max isn't as impressive because I think it had the biggest leap with the initial bit.
It's the same chip, same architecture. It's just bigger.
More CPUs, more GPUs. And yeah, so but the battery life on this has been fantastic. So new workhorse that I've been waiting for, used the M1 for a while. So this also great piece of tech for 2021 that I've enjoyed using.
Did you ever edit on DaVinci Resolve on it? I know you talked about trying it.
Not on this one. On the M1 I did.
How did it go on the M1?
It wasn't as optimized out of the gate, and I think that
I know they did a dedicated M1 update.
they did. When I was playing with it, it was still in beta.
Okay.
So I never played with the full release version, and I think when I was playing with it, I got a little more frustrated just because I had to reteach myself how to edit in that workflow.
Okay.
We lied for a second. We're back though, so we're good. But I think through that, I didn't play with it enough as I should have. Now I'm going through and I'm going to be editing my first video on this, and it's really my sister's wedding vlog from Jamaica. Oh. So that's footage from October 2020. So
okay.
That'll be my first project I edit on this. I'm going to do it on this display. Because the other thing that was unique about this laptop is that ProMotion up to 120 hertz dynamic refresh rate on a laptop. Like, that's a sick thing for gaming too. Like, if I decided to game on this, what I can't do, I can't run Windows.
I think we're seeing a trend, and I'm just going to cut you off again for a second here. TVs 120 hertz, computers 120 hertz. What is your phone?
Gaming laptops existed though.
What is your phone's refresh rate?
My new one is ProMotion, so 120 hertz.
100. Well, I'm not getting at the like gaming laptops exist, stuff like that. I'm saying the mainstream tech is moving towards high refresh rate.
Right. But it's higher resolution too.
It is higher resolution and higher refresh rate. The trickle down will happen. Eventually, it's gonna come to everything.
I can't wait to play Pokemon on my Switch in 120 hertz on my Switch Pro. Coming
exactly.
2022.
Yeah,
maybe, maybe not.
No, it's coming 2020. You missed out. It was coming 2020. The rumors were all true, and it's been here. We just haven't seen it yet. No, but I'm excited because you brought up the refresh rate twice. Two different mainstream devices.
Right.
People buy MacBooks. People buy TVs. People buy iPhones. More people are gonna get used to high refresh rate. It's not just gonna be nerds like me and you just gaming. Like, oh, I need my 240 hertz on CS:GO. I don't know why I'm from freaking New Jersey all of a sudden.
I was like,
but so no, I'm just excited to see that in the mainstream. But you can go on with your MacBook talk over there.
No, I mean the notch. Don't really give a shit about it. There's some weird software quirks with it, but overall, it's not really noticeable.
Have they fixed a lot of those?
I think so, mostly, yeah. So, but I mean, I don't really notice it, so it's not really a big deal. I mean, I'm trying to think what else. Like overall, I mean, the transition to Apple Silicon, all my apps work that I use is not really a problem. So, as more Intel apps get converted, then it'll be better for battery life overall. But I mean, I don't really have an issue. Like everything works, like, and it's worked since the first time I got a 13-inch M1.
Have you played a game on there?
I haven't yet. There's been people that have played games on this. So, yes, I have not yet.
Well, I know I sent you a content creator I watched. Play and
did watch that video, yes.
Play and stream Apex Legends from his MacBook Pro M1 Max. And was playing at 120 hertz, streaming on YouTube at 1080p 60. And it ran, I don't want to say flawlessly.
It ran good enough, though.
It was the first week the computer was out, and it ran well. So that's a huge leap. That was, I know it's a computer I'm genuinely interested in, and I'm genuinely excited to see where they go in the future. When this laptop is old, who knows where I end up? I've never been a Mac OS guy.
But the good thing is that like this whole release of Apple doing their own thing is going to not only challenge like mobile processors to be better. Well, Google's making their own. They're challenging Qualcomm.
Qualcomm just had their announcement of their new chip. So,
but it's going to push Intel and AMD as well. I mean, so like the other thing is that AMD is so focused, especially on high-end desktops, especially right now. So I'm not sure how much they're going to really give a shit about the power to power consumption of like CPU, GPUs, of how much power they can get out of those.
Their laptop chips are pretty solid.
They are.
When it comes to their power consumption to performance.
But this is like performance and like very little.
Oh, I know. It's quite a leap. There was someone just did a comparison where it was the new M1. I don't know if it was the Pro or the Max. I think it was the M1 Max versus the 5900 HS, which is the top of the line AMD chip you can get in a laptop. And they were actually pretty neck and neck across the board in actual performance, like apps that both computers can run natively. So that was pretty interesting. It was pretty cool to see, because it took a while for that comparison to happen, because I feel like everyone who buys a MacBook hasn't looked at the AMD processors in laptops, or even the processors in general. The people who buy a MacBook come from a MacBook. So what that performance increase everyone saw was going from the Intel 8th gen chips or 9th gen chips, I can't remember. I think they were the 8th gen, the Coffee Lake.
Right.
Up to the freaking M1. And it was Intel chips that shouldn't even have been put in a MacBook Pro. The freaking i9 that they put in there, you couldn't even boost, because the second it boosted, it would overheat and the laptop would throttle down to below like base clock speeds.
Right.
So a lot of the initial comparisons, and don't get me wrong, that thing is insane. The fact that you run like what, fucking 25, 30 watts. Of power.
Low. It's low, and I've got like 64 gigs of RAM. So like spec wise, I got the M1 Max with the upgrade GPU. So the highest GPU it's got. 64 gigs of RAM. I only went 1 terabyte of storage because nobody needs fucking 2 terabytes. I got
You didn't go with
for
8 terabytes?
No, fuck that. That was like a $7,400 laptop. Anybody that bought that,
it was a $9,000 laptop. It was like a $7,400 upgrade.
It was fucking stupid. Like, why pay that much for storage?
Because you can't upgrade it on your own. But no, I'm just kidding.
Like, get an external DAS or NAS for cheaper.
You can just plug it in. No, I know. I'm just messing with you. But no,
anybody that did that just like flopped their tiny little carrot dick on the table and was like, "Look at me, I got a 5,000 gigawatt like fucking laptop."
Guys, I think we need to take that out of context, and that was actually what he said. That he came home and he was like, he did exactly that, and then everyone was like, "Dude, why'd you get 8 terabytes?" I was upset, and then he took it back and got the $1 terabyte. $1,000.
Yeah. Anyways, so favorite piece of tech. So I clearly like cameras,
right?
Video, photo. I think one of the things that I bought this year, which was kind of like, if you think about the progression of where I started photography, videography.
What was your first camera?
The first one was a Sony A5100.
Okay.
Which has no viewfinder. It's just got the screen on the back.
Great starting camera.
Sold that to a friend. So like my first camera was actually the drone. Bought the drone. Got the Sony. I bought both of those in Australia when I was over there for work. Did the cell phone photography before.
Yep.
Then when I started doing a couple things of real estate, I upgraded the Canon 80D that's still sitting over there, which I'm probably going to install that soon because I don't need it. So the progression of Sony to Canon for a while, Fujifilm, still got Fuji. And then like every photographer has like dream cameras, and typically the Leica is like dream camera type thing. One, it's expensive as fuck. The quality of not only the lenses, the glass is like second to none. German engineering, precision optics, it's amazing. So the cost of a Leica itself, like the lens itself, probably costs more than the body kit thing together that I got. So I bought the Leica Q2, which was kind of a nice present to myself. Of one, I don't really deserve it, but it makes nice images and I don't really give a shit. But it's one of those things you throw it in a smaller travel bag, carry it everywhere.
It's pretty compact, yeah.
Yeah, take good photos. It's full frame. So like that size in a full frame camera is like unheard of. The resolution's huge.
The lenses they make are compact as well. That's the crazy part, is that it's not just the body. There's a lot of compact bodies out there that have that spec. It's the lenses that you can get for it too that it's insane.
Yeah. So like I think like the camera itself, like I'm pretty critical of my work and what I put out there of photos that I create. So I think the fact that the camera has some sort of legacy around the Leica brand kind of pushes me to make sure that the images I'm making are something that I'm proud of. And that they are something that I want to improve my craft to make sure that I can create the best things with that piece of tech. And, you can probably create the same images, but there is a look to the Leica. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know if it's the lens or the Leica colors. And everybody talks about color science between like a Canon, a Sony, a Leica. Like there's color
People
science.
Are like die hard on specific color science per camera.
Right.
I know a lot of people die on Canon because of their color science.
It's simple. The thing about Canon is that it looks great out of the camera. It's simple. You don't have to do much to it unless you want to.
Right.
So like for anybody that just presses the shutter, good image, great image. Like I said, I don't know what it is about the if it's the focal range or the lens itself or whatever it is, the Leica special sauce that's sprinkled in it. The design of the camera is beautiful German engineering. But that thing is definitely, it's one of the most expensive things I bought for a piece of tech. But that's something that I will be keeping for a very long time and hopefully making some great images. I need to, make more next year. This year was kind of a wash for a lot of reasons. But that I think is probably the coolest thing that I got this year. Okay. And it was funny because I was down in Baltimore for work at my headquarters, and then we were going down to DC for a soccer match, and I made my boss, I'm like, hey, by the way, there's a store in Washington, DC. Can you take me there? Like, I want to take a look at something. He's like, okay. And then he's making fun of me because I spent an hour in there looking at these fucking cameras and buying this one. And he was just like, yeah, because then he looked up how much it costs. Like, if they're expensive.
Yeah.
But I think
Craig,
like that's
Craig
the cool
and Tim
thing.
were with you guys too, right?
No. So Craig flew in the end of the week, and he came in he came in the morning I was going to leave later that afternoon because I was going to try and stay a couple extra days. Okay. So he came in, we went to the Preakness on a Friday afternoon. I flew home that evening. And the main Preakness stuff was on Saturday.
Oh, all right.
So I saw Tim on the Friday.
I remember.
And then they did their stuff.
That, yeah.
But yeah, like the camera, just like the photos out of it are great. I can take it with me pretty much anywhere. And I've got like a little separate everyday carry bag that I could, if I wanted to take like the dog for a walk, I can take it with me. And it's easy to just pop in that bag. You can pop in like treats or like, poop bags and all that other shit that dog dad's got to carry around.
Yep.
But like that was probably the coolest piece of tech. I mean, the Raptor could be a piece of tech, but
I was gonna say, are you gonna talk about your baby dinosaur sitting outside?
No, we're not gonna talk about the Raptor.
Okay.
Maybe later. We'll see. Okay. But yeah, for me, it's the Leica Q2. I know the image that you put in the thumbnail is not the Leica Q2.
No,
it's a film
not.
camera.
I just picked a random Leica camera, guys.
Pretty looking
I couldn't
camera,
remember which one he bought. To be completely honest, I knew he just got a nice, pretty camera.
So. The one you picked is probably more expensive.
Oh yeah, probably. I'm probably disappointing people. They're gonna see the thumbnail and be like, "Oh my that's God. Not what he got." Yeah. I'm surprised. I figured you were gonna bring it for show and tell.
I was going to, and I brought a different bag. It's in my other bag. So when I did bring that, I was like, shit, I forgot the fucking camera.
This shit happens. Anyway, I actually have mine here as well. I did bring mine. So and mine, this wasn't it might have been. It was announced last year. It was like a Kickstarter thing, and I actually heard about it from a friend, and then all of a sudden I heard about it from like 5 different places the next day afterward. But it's the PC panel. Specifically, this one is the PC Panel Pro. And when it really gets down to it, it's not anything crazy special in that it's just, it essentially is just hardware that allows you to mix within the volume mixer in Windows, the software that's in there already, because there's no way to set physical controls like on your keyboard or anything to control your volume mixer in Windows. And that's like always kind of an annoying thing.
It is.
And so this is just something you can plug in via USB. It's like plug and play, and you can just open the app that comes with it once you get it downloaded, and you can just start assigning things. Oh, hey, Kevin, what's up? But anyway, yeah, you can just start assigning things to the sliders, the knobs, all that. So in your volume mixer, it has great Discord integration that they built into the app as well. So you can assign your specific Discord volumes to the knobs. You can also set up the knobs are here. Let me get it up close so you can hear it. It's got a nice click to it, but
So wait a minute. I thought you could map the Go XLR Mini stuff to Windows controls as well.
You can.
Okay.
But that's what, so the Pro model of this is $80.
Yeah, that's way cheaper.
But it doesn't have, there's no built-in mixing. This is just hardware that it enables through software kind of thing. But it's also a macro pad. So those buttons that I was showing, so I have 5 of those, and those are also all macro buttons. So you could set those to stream scenes. You could set them to mute volume, just something simple like that, to mute different volumes in your audio in OBS. You could use it to launch applications. There's just a number of things. It's just a macro. And then on top of that, one of the really cool settings it has is you can set up. So this might be one of my favorite features is you can set it so whatever window is in focus is set to one of the knobs or sliders. And it just controls that one specific app's volume. So say you're in a game and you're like, holy crap, this is loud. Like I can't hear chat right now. You can just turn that down really quick. Or you like open up a browser and YouTube pops up and it's super loud. You can turn it up or down really quick. And it's always going to be the same individual knob, but it's only going to change that one thing. So if your stream is like listening to music, listening to you chat, you're not changing a bunch of volume settings in Windows. You're just going to change whatever window is in focus. It's a really cool, just little function that's built in. So the reason I picked it though is I started streaming this year. On Twitch as well as on YouTube here. And this device made my life so much easier with all of that. It's nothing crazy. You can get the mini version for $40. The Pro version here is $80. And honestly, there's better devices out there for streamers. They just cost a lot more. If you want to get like a Go XLR Mini, you're spending a lot more money. Luckily enough, actually, I'm working on a video on this, and I'm going to be comparing it to a newly acquired Go XLR Mini. So who knows, this might get retired. But for this year, this is my piece of tech for the year. And I had to shout it out. Every time I kept trying to think about it today. I kept trying to think about like what would be my one piece of tech for the year. And I kept just coming back to this, which is why I'm working on a video on it.
I mean, you bought a couple different things, if I remember, this year. And I think one of the things that most improved your stream. So you talk about like 2 things that improve quality. Really, it's the webcam to have a better picture for your personality, the stuff you show on stream, interaction with the viewers, and then definitely audio. So I think about like you did acquire a couple things from a camera perspective that were pretty cool.
I did get so actually this was end of last year. But I got the Sony ZV-1. It's in my backpack over there, actually. But, yeah, Sony ZV-1, which I will still say is probably, if you're starting out on YouTube or starting out streaming and you want to take it serious, like you don't want just like the average webcam. You want something you can use for a webcam as well as for shooting videos, for just doing the all-around stuff. You want it to be compact. You take it everywhere with you. The Sony ZV-1 was such a great little camera for doing just that. And they actually came out with a new camera this year, the Sony ZV-E10, which is the same exact body, almost identical, except instead of a fixed lens like the ZV-1 was, you can actually, it's just a lens mount. So it comes with a kit lens. And you can buy Sony E-mount lenses or use an adapter to use other lenses or whatever. So that's probably going to be my next camera down the road because I love the ZV-1 so much. And it's funny because for shooting YouTube videos, I actually use a combination of the ZV-1 and the Canon SL2 that I started with. And going back to the color science, I will say the Canon SL2 does have great color. I completely understand why people are hooked on the Canon color. But when it comes to ease of use, the ZV-1 has been so good, and especially for streamers. And if you don't just stream games, if you stream other things like live shows like this, where you're going to be holding stuff up and you need something to be able to autofocus, the autofocus is insane. It's like instant, and it has a setting that's called product focus. And it won't, because most of these focuses face hunt. That will still face hunt, but it like turns it down. So the second you hold something up, it recognizes that, and it's like, oh, that's what we need to focus on. And it's instant. It's like you literally go from here to here, and it's focused. And you put it down, and it's focused back on your face. It's wild. I know streamers and content creators. Epos Vox is actually the one I'm talking about. Right now, he is hooking up more ZV-1s in his studio because he has multiple like streaming setups and recording setups all around his studio. And ZV-1s are just the best thing for him specifically because of that autofocus and because of how well they work with clean HDMI out and as like a webcam for something for like it's like $700. But for what you get, it's just insane. I'm gonna stop raving about it now because I'm sure you guys are like, oh my god, yeah, it's just a camera. Calm down. But no, that was also, that was the other thing. It was last year, technically end of the year. It was a birthday present to myself when I got a new job. So yeah, that was a big deal. And then when it came to streaming and everything this year, the PC Panel Pro really helped me out a lot.
So the Sony camera, check to see if there's an update, because I know there were some new color science updates recently with Sony cameras. Mm-hmm. So you might have a firmware update that will help with some of it overall.
The color on it isn't bad either. Like, right. I'm not saying that it is. I will say, because what I've been using my Canon for more lately is taking pictures, and just of like stuff down in the studio. I did I got a pretty sweet picture of the Midnight Slate Labs hat. That was actually with an 85mm lens. I was laying on the floor like halfway across the room to get that shot, to get the right bokeh effect and the angle I wanted, because it was so freaking zoomed. But that camera still, especially for photography, I love that Canon. And that's not a crazy expensive camera, guys. That's a used market. It's like a $300 camera with no lenses. If you get the kit lens with it, maybe $350.
Those entry level Canons are great though.
They're so good. It doesn't have clean HDMI out. You can't use it as a webcam, but it's such a great little, like, for doing 1080p video or for photography, it's a great camera. So if you're trying to get into photography, or really just starting out with YouTube and have no interest really in streaming, it's another great one to look at.
You know how I know this is good? Because I went back for seconds.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, you probably honestly have as much as I had total, because I poured a huge pour. I've been like,
that was the first one though.
No,
you went back for a heavy pour on that.
I poured a huge pour out of this by accident, because I'd never poured out of a mason jar before. What do you expect?
You just gotta go for it.
Well, that's what I did. That's
quick on, quick off.
That's what I thought. And then I poured the freaking, it was up to like here. I was like, oh no.
I hear a lot of whining.
Well, Nick, like you said earlier, I'm like flowery and fruity, whatever. Yeah, let's, so we just talked about our favorite tech. Was there any big tech flops that caught your attention this year?
You can go first on this one, because, I've got one that is tech related. Is it a specific tech? There's a lot of things that I know you and I talked about.
I think I know what yours is going to be.
Yeah.
So I can go into mine first, and mine's more generic. I actually have two now, because something we talked about earlier made me think of, it's more or less news. This can be our like one piece of news for the week, and I'll get into it in a second.
Breaking news.
Oh no. But no, so overall, the one for the year is just going to be the biggest tech flop this year was how many awesome things came out that nobody could buy.
Yep.
I mean, and some of them came out last year with the new consoles and stuff, but just tech in general, anything new is like unobtainium. You can't get it. It's like, it's depressing trying. It's depressing to see the prices of GPUs.
So you get a 3090.
Shut up, Nick. It's depressing to see the prices of all this shit go up, and you're just like, I want to test it out. I want to upgrade my stuff, and you're like, everyone out there is trying to do the same thing, but it's not just that. It's people scalping. It's miners. It's all that when it comes, at least specifically to GPUs. But when it comes to the consoles, I know a stat came out from Sony the other day that they said roughly 4 million. So they've sold over 12 million consoles of the PS5 specifically. roughly 4 million have never been turned on.
Oh my gosh.
So, you have to imagine that might have come out before Christmas. So, some of that might be Christmas presents. I would say the majority of that number, though, is bots. What the heck? Like, that's, man, the fact that there can be 1/3 of the PlayStation 5 sold over the last year could just be sitting in people's houses and barns and shit, and these people are trying to resell them on eBay. It's so depressing so that's my tech flop of the year, is all of this sweet new tech that we got over the last year and a half, and no one can buy. But what I do want to bring out, or bring into light, is we were talking about earlier your TV, 120 hertz, PS5. It's got HDMI 2.1. So it came out like 2 weeks ago. I think I talked about this a little bit on one of the shows, that the HDMI 2.1 protocol, essentially, so HDMI is like a licensed out thing. And they decided that HDMI 2.1 is just what everything is going to be going forward. So there's going to be TVs, monitors, all of that don't actually run 4K 120 hertz, that don't actually meet all of the standards, and they're going to be HDMI 2.1 as well. People are like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense. How are we going to tell the specs? So now they're introducing HDMI 2.1A. And apparently that's going to be announced at CES in a couple weeks here, and they're going to go over the specs, and that's going to be their way to, I guess, separate what does meet a certain spec and what doesn't. But why make it confusing? Why not leave HDMI 2.0 as what the spec was, and HDMI 2.1 as that spec, max 48 gigabytes per second.
This is the same shit that happened when all the same USB-C specs came out.
Yep, USB 3.0, USB-C, USB 3.1 was originally just USB-C devices that met a certain speed, and then
this one can charge. This one can do data too.
Oh my god, it's the same.
This one can charge faster.
It's the same exact type of nightmare, and it's just So I just wanted to add that in because he brought up his TV earlier, and it's sad. But hey, Max, what's up?
That is Toilet, who also has some Midnight Slate gear. He's got a shirt and a hat.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, 144 hertz monitors for 1080p. Yeah, I love my BenQ. They've got some that are 144 and 240. Very affordable. Great monitors. LG Ultra Gear if you're going 1440p or 4K. I've got friends with the 1440p version. Mark LaMagna's got 2 of them, I think. Or no, he's got 1 for his main. He didn't get the fuck up I did.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah, no, that was...
Yeah, Max is a model.
This guy, that should just be this should have been his freaking tech of the year. Should have been FedEx's systems. Because FedEx...
Was that this year? Yeah, that was this year. I had the 3090, the fuck up of the 4K monitor.
It was the beginning of this year, because you ordered it in December.
Yes.
And it came in January. I think, or was it November to December? No, it might have been the end of last year.
It actually came in after I started my new job. So it came in, I want to say I ordered it in February.
Okay.
It did not come, because I had the reorder. So the reorder came very quickly. The fuck up didn't come until a month later. So it was almost a month. So I think the second one showed up after FedEx lost it.
Did you? So
we'll talk about that real quick. So I ordered LG Ultra Gear 4K 144 hertz monitors after I got my 3090. Because I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to play 4K Ultra gaming. I'm going to stream all that at the same time. So I ordered the LG Ultra Gear 4K 144 hertz. FedEx lost it in the place it went. So like the initial origin in California, they lost it. It did not move for like weeks. And it was just no updates. I called them. I was like, hey, what's going on? 0 updates. LG opened up a ticket with FedEx. FedEx was like, if it's been like gone for 2 weeks, we're going to claim that as lost and we'll let LG know to refund you. Mm-hmm. So LG refunded me. I actually ordered it from somewhere else. Now, mind you, same thing with all the other tech. This monitor was impossible to fucking find.
It was one of those things that it would come in stock and
You had to be quick.
Maybe a minute later or less, it'd be gone.
Best Buy, LG directly, other places like I was searching because they got the old model, which is the 1440p one.
Mm-hmm.
That's readily available.
Yep.
The new one, and there's a couple of reasons why I looked at that monitor. One was the gaming refresh rate, and the other one was the color accuracy, the calibration from the factory. It's color accurate. I can edit photos, video on it, use it as a monitor for this if I wanted to. It's just ready to go.
And it does have the USB-C input as well
Yep.
on the back for that.
Yep. So it's got everything where it's like ready to go. You know, perfect monitor for gaming, and then switching over to do creative work with it. So, you know, I ordered the new one. New one showed up really quick. And then I think it was right around my birthday. I got this notification from FedEx going, hey, there's a package scheduled to be delivered on the 23rd.
Yeah, it was like a month and a half later.
I'm like, I didn't order anything. Like, what the fuck is this? And then I look up the address where it's coming from, and it's coming from LG. And I'm like, so I look at the reference number. It matches the FedEx tracking number that lost it. It sat in like Bloomfield, California for a month and did not move, and they couldn't find it. They couldn't physically locate it. So LG refunded me. I bought a new one. I got 2 monitors for the price of one.
So, guys, this is an $829.99 monitor.
Yep.
And he just got 2 for 1 on it. Like, insane.
So yes, I'm running dual 4K 144 hertz monitors for gaming, for work. Looks incredible. The second monitor definitely isn't getting the 144 hertz usage that the primary one is, but you can send me $800.
Still not going to send it to him though.
Yeah, like I don't know. That was like the weirdest gift because again, like it literally took a month where they're like, we can't physically find this fucking thing. Yeah. We're just gonna refund you. FedEx doesn't know where it is, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then it just like showed up. It was like an early birthday present by 3 days. And I'm like, sick. I think it's like a 27-inch monitor.
Yeah, yep. 27-inch 4K 144 hertz.
Yeah, because the BenQ were 24-inch. I really like that for FPS. I think 24-inch is like a good FPS size.
It is. It's great. You actually have that monitor's right out here.
Yep. You go up in resolution though, you have to go bigger. So like,
it's
an adjustment, but it's not that bad.
No,
but the other one that is more common is the 32-inch. You can get a 32-inch LG Ultra Gear more easily.
But it's not for, unless they came out with a new 4K model.
I don't know.
The only one I ever see is 1440p, 32-inch. They have a 240 and a 144 hertz version of it.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot in Best Buy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think that was your tech flop.
No, that was it's a flop for FedEx. I mean, well, actually for LG, they gave me a free monitor, bitches. Tech flop. So there was a couple things that I know we talked about earlier. But this just, and I know Max is gonna fucking love this because he follows 100 Thieves like I do. But Ray's blue light skincare line Reflect.
Yeah.
Like there was this whole thing
and
about
guys. So I don't know if not everyone.
I'm gonna give the background a little bit.
I was gonna say not everyone knows just what Ray mean. Like
all right, Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
So she is a very popular female streamer on YouTube. She switched to YouTube a while ago. Was one of the first ones to do it. Built up her following, and this was like a very controversial thing. Like she announced this thing that she'd be working on for 2 years.
Yep.
Apparently, and I think she was more the face of the company and investor, marketing opportunity to use somebody like her to really promote in the marketplace. I don't think she did any of the fucking research and like hands-on like fact checking of any of the stuff.
I think when it really came to light, it seemed like she wished she had.
So let's back up real quick. What did she actually release? I'm sitting in front of a screen right now. There's blue light coming off of it.
Nothing got released.
Well, nothing got. Well, no, people did buy stuff. And there was product shipped, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
and it took, so there was like a cone of silence where like, we're not going to make a statement until like, it was like 3 days, 4 days had gone by.
Okay.
And they let people still order shit. And I think there was product shipped and they sent out all these things and, gift packages to like, oh, if you're a big streamer, here's your little gift pack, put this, whatever. But what was released was a skincare line for preventing blue light damage to your skin.
Yeah.
If you went and released
makeup, it was lotions and makeups that can prevent, the blue light damage from sitting in front of a monitor. to your skin, and it was supposed to be meant
It
for.
was
I
going
think
to
they
find
were,
a problem that didn't exist.
Well, and they were definitely targeting female streamers, which is why they.
I mean, I do skincare, Michael. What are you trying to say?
They were targeting female streamers, and Nick, and no, it seemed like based on everything that came out, they kind of this startup took advantage of Valkyrae, who's essentially one of the faces of streaming in general, and her presence and everything, to get this product on the market. And she truly believed in it. She truly, I can't say that. Everything that she has said, everything that she was told, seems that she truly believed in it. And then finally, when it came out and there was backlash, and she asked to see the research, they were like, "Oh, we can't show you that.
Well, we can't publish it on the website publicly.
We can't publish it publicly because the website had like no information." And they were like, "Yeah, we can't publish it." And they also told her that they couldn't show her because she wanted to see it.
Yeah, and I don't think like the last point is as much because I think she could see it.
Showed her. No, they had showed her stuff.
They showed her stuff. Yes,
that was not what the final results were supposed to be, and they were like, "Well, we can't publish that on the website."
Right.
So yeah, no, it was a weird situation.
But like nobody in the history of ever has had a blue light skin problem. Ever.
I mean, you don't know that.
Show me the data.
Right here.
But like the fact that these streamers, they have a viewership of impressionable children that will buy and Mike is a big Ray stan. They have these viewerships that will buy anything that they're like, "Oh, this is awesome." Mm-hmm. So yeah, and like Max said, show me the Carfax. Yeah, or like I'm thinking about like show me the money type thing. But yeah, so like that was like one of the big things that was kind of the whole community was like the meme of like the "Are you serious?" kind of like
it was
what
confusion.
You talking about?
It was confusion. People were upset. It kind of blew up.
Yeah, because you would think like a supposedly smart businesswoman would do all the fact checking, all the homework, be 100% sure of something that she's attaching her name to. And obviously there's probably more going on with the legal bits of it, but like that was something that was in the gaming streaming community, that was something that blew up a lot. So not necessarily tech related, but that to me was like one of the biggest things that stood out. The other big thing, oh my God, Call of Duty has shot themselves in the foot big time, especially with the launch of Halo Infinite and how they came out of the gate screaming with just championship ready stuff for esports. Yep. They had the ranked modes, they had competitive game types ready to go, skins.
They've added all the playlists now.
Everything.
I shouldn't say all. They've added a handful of playlists that have made it so enjoyable. I love Team SWAT, which is Tactical Slayer now.
Yeah. So like, Warzone Pacific came out. Mm-hmm. Everybody fucking hates the map. There's so much shit wrong with Warzone. The anti-cheat doesn't work. So Ricochet, piece of shit. Shocking. I mean, it's V1 for them. So I'm not incredibly shocked. Right. But the other thing is that Vanguard is terrible. The game types, the maps, I don't like it. Like I enjoy playing it because I just shit on people all the time.
I was going to say.
It's pub stomping.
So, and I want to talk on that a little bit. And I've played a decent amount of Vanguard.
Quick question, though. Max wants to know if he should use the remaining $15 in Amazon gift cards for Pokemon cards.
Which set?
Yeah. So
if it's celebrations, if there's anything celebrations you can get, I'd say go for it just because it's fun. Anything else? I don't think there's a good set out right now. I don't think Fusion's worth it. So that's
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
As we're going away for Max to respond, you just gave your opinion though. So
I did.
Max, make a decision. Max.
Yeah.
All right.
VMAX Climax? No, dude. No, it's the end of the series set. There's going to be new stuff coming out with Legends Arceus, and then there's probably going to be new games dropped. They're just reusing Sword and Shield stuff, and this is just the VMAX orgasm. That's literally what you just put in the chat right now. No, I mean, I'm just joking with you. You can do that. I have no, I guess personally, interest in the new sets. coming out. I don't know. I don't play competitively at all.
He played the new game so fucking quick and played it.
Oh, really?
Again and again.
I think I'm like 15 or 16 hours into BDSP or Brilliant Diamond specifically.
Max, this is a simple answer. If it makes you happy, fucking do it.
No, that is the real answer. If it makes you happy, if you play competitive, if you just purely like collecting every set, go for it. I definitely got back into the whole Pokemon card situation. I think when a lot of people did over pandemic here. And what I've gotten myself to do now is I pick a set and that's just the one set I'll get. Rather than trying to collect every single set, because that's just I can't do that. That's not feasible. So maybe like one every 4 or 5 sets, I'll be like, okay, yeah, I'll grab that. Especially the ones like specifically celebrations that came out. Like it's the OG cards. That's really cool to me. It's nostalgic. Super excited to open those packs and get some of the OG cards. Still didn't get the Charizard. A little upset about that. But yeah, no. So do what you want to do. And wow, 100 hours. That is impressive. No,
Daniel.
I think I have like 30 or 40 hours in Sword and Shield, but I haven't finished the final DLC yet though. So I'll have more than that. But BDSP, yeah, I'm only about 15 hours and I have 7 of the 8 badges. I'm still going. Anyway, back to
the tech flop. I mean, that's it. Blue light skin protection products.
Yeah.
For a problem that does not exist.
Well, I think she learned.
Jesus Christ, he's got almost 500 hours in Sword.
Damn.
Woo!
Well, actually, no. So I know someone who has like 1,500 hours. So
damn. Yeah, Call of Duty. We were talking about COD. So COD League shambles, like Vanguard game types, maps.
Did you see who just said they're? I don't think it's official yet, but they've been playing Apex the last few days. Looks like they're leaving the Warzone scene. Aiden. I don't know if you know Aiden and Raiden.
I did see Aiden. So a lot of people are getting pissed about Warzone.
Aiden's been on Apex for like the last 3 or 4 days.
Been a lot of Warzone people uninstalling. So I encourage. He's not that good at Warzone. He uninstalled, but he streams a lot. So
yeah, but he also streams a lot of Apex and a lot of Halo. I think he's been more of a Halo main the last month and a half.
Yes. But like, there's a lot of top streamers right now that uninstalled Warzone. They're like, fuck that.
Yep. Pretty much it's just Tim and Doc that are like going hard on it. And even Doc just gets pissed off every day he plays it. So he plays it and he just gets pissed off.
There was a new big debate on Twitter today. Speaking of Call of Duty, Max, I don't know if you saw this. Nate Shot was tweeting about the investment in Call of Duty for COD League, CDL. And what CDL is not allowing the teams to do, they cannot stream their scrims at all. Like, they can't be streaming the game. So, like, you would think they would want to be streaming the game and practice, like, not practice, but scrims.
Why wouldn't you want them to stream that? That doesn't make any sense to me because it's free advertisement.
Part of it I get, like, practice is one thing because like, to me, there is some intel that you can give away of your strategies, but
your comms and stuff you don't want to necessarily be on. But if you're just streaming regular, scrim gameplay, why? It's free advertisement. People tune into that because they want to get better. They want to. Those are the same people who are gonna spend time and money.
So here's the thing, though. There were people streaming scrims, and CDL told them to stop it. Because there is this Twitter account, I think it's like CDL Scrim Intel.
Okay.
And they post screenshots of people that are streaming when they're scrimming and the final results. So they'll say like, oh, here's like a 5-map series of game types, and here's the scores of like Optic Texas versus Atlanta FaZe. And here's like the scores of those 5 matches. And they'll post the screenshots and all that. It streams. So like they were playing this, streaming it, playing the game. And CL is like, nope, can't do that.
That's so dumb.
It doesn't make sense to me.
It's understandable if the teams or the orgs say, hey, we don't want you to stream much of these.
Yeah, that's an org decision though.
But it shouldn't be. Yeah, like, so again, I follow Rocket League. Rocket League, occasionally someone will throw scrim play up on their YouTube channel or stream something. But a lot more times they do pro 6-mans where it's not necessarily a scrim between teams, but it's just 6 pros hopping in a 3v3 and playing. And they'll throw that up a lot more. But Rocket League, and it's across most esports, but the comms are super important because it's literally a team sport related game type thing where it's like you're calling out your passing type plays that you're going to be running in pro tournaments, and you don't want anyone else to be able to like pull up that stream and listen to that, listen to your coach talking to you, those types of things. But occasionally they'll just post them without comms, or if it's a scrim that it's more of a, hey, you guys have to do this today, but we're not working on anything.
Right.
They'll stream that because it's like, well, we're not really calming. We're just joking around. We're just here to get our touches in and play.
Right.
So I get that. And I would think it would be the same across any esport where it's like, if you're just streaming it or just scrimming to get your day of practicing with your team, but you're not running anything new or different for the scene, why can't you stream it? It's advertisement for the CDL, for Activision Blizzard, all of that, which, goddamn, they were another flop this year. But it's free advertisement. That makes no sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Because like I think about, CSGO, Valorant, a lot of those pros won't stream their scrims because they're trying out the new tactics, and they're doing a lot of that type of practicing where the results don't necessarily matter. So I know they specifically won't, and they do like the additional FPS gain from, being able to not stream from the same PC that they're playing on if they don't have a dual PC setup. The other thing too is that I think a lot of them feel obligated that when they stream, they have to talk to chat. They have to entertain. They have to be interactive. So when you're scrimming and you're practicing, that's like your fucking contract. You're getting paid to do that.
Right.
So that's where I think like there is a line between.
But again, none of that's the CDL's choice.
Right. Exactly. So like it's a team by team
choice. Yeah.
And if it's contractual, fine. But like CDL telling the orgs, hey, you can't stream scrims.
And I wonder if it's because. I wonder if something happened in the scrims where people were calling out bugs in the game, people were calling out the game being shitty and that kind of thing. And that's
There's been a lot of that, but
because I can see that being a lot of it, where everyone's pissed off, especially if it's just CDL, it's not Warzone. The maps, the spawns, everything, people are pissed off with it.
Yep.
And I bet that could be a part of it. Is CDL is trying to head off any pros talking shit about their game.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for sure.
And Warzone is a different beast. I don't think Warzone is in quite as bad of shape. I think
I haven't played it since Pacific came out. I don't know.
I think the whole Caldera situation, part of it is just change, and people have trouble with change. I don't think it's the worst. I think meta has changed because of it.
There was this one complaint about the map being pretty flat around the outside, and then the middle is like
it's
this very much
the
like
mountain
up thing.
Well, and so that's what the one complaint I was going to say is, and that's change.
Right.
Is you got to get used to the new strategy playing around that. There's the lower area of the island, and then there's the volcano. Everyone was pissed off because they were trying to land around the volcano, or if you don't land right at the top and win right away, if you get shit on, or you land halfway down and try to work your way up, everyone's above you and they just kill you.
Right. Because I have the high ground.
So I watched Tim and Doc.
Anakin?
I do watch Tim and Doc a little bit and stuff. Great reference though. And like Tim has been loving it ever since he just stopped landing near the mountain. You get looted up, you get all your stuff, and then you see where the zone takes you. If it takes you to the mountain, there's a lot of other entrances that you can just kind of take to get up the mountain that you don't have to take the direct line up the side if you're all the way at the bottom.
Right.
So he's like, yeah, ever since I stopped trying to land there, it's been a great game. He's like, you just have to know how to play the new meta of the map, and people don't want to change. They're used to Verdansk, where it's just a shit ton of buildings.
Exactly.
And now it's this Pacific Island map, and it's just people getting pissed off for not wanting to change, and that's fine. And that doesn't mean there's no bugs. There's bugs, there's issues, all of that, but it's not nearly as much as Vanguard itself has with the multiplayer maps. Especially kids. Kids get, God damn it, I'm a boomer. I just, the fact that I just
goddamn kids
the fact that I started a sentence like that. But no, it's, I think the younger audience, and I'm saying this because I was that way, you get really good at something. You've been playing Verdansk for the last 2 years. You're top of the food chain. And I guess it's not kids, it's anyone. But you're top of the food chain, and then you get thrown on this new map, and you have to relearn the meta. And there's these people who are better, as good as you, maybe better in the first week.
It's very simple. You put crosshair on head, you pop melon. Done.
Yeah, it's not in Call of Duty. It's not that simple.
Because you're bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
aim.
that's how the pros feel. No, but it's
it's the children who are wrong.
It's
yes.
Everyone hopping in there, so they were at the top of the food chain, and now they're getting beat because they don't know the map, they don't know the meta the first day or the first week, and they want to quit because like, God damn it, this isn't the same. I'm not as good. And no, it's just you got to get used to it again.
Yeah.
So I no, and like I said, there's definitely things wrong with it, but that my opinion is I don't think it's as broken as some people think, at least for the Warzone side. I think Vanguard is. I still enjoy Vanguard. I do agree it's broken.
Yeah.
With that said, let's get into the final big topic of the night, and we can kind of just talk about stuff here, but what you want to see going into 2022 with gaming, tech, streaming, anything. Is there anything you're looking forward to? I know I have mine, so if you're not ready.
I've got two things. One's personal, and I want to stream more on YouTube. I've been slacking at that. So I think 2022, I'm going to be making more videos on this new channel that I created for gaming.
Link in the description,
Link
folks.
in the description below. And that one is where I started streaming from Twitch. I would say the transition has been interesting to try and get my community to actually come over and follow there. People are on Twitch. They get notifications when you're on the website, when you go live. So it's very easy to click on somebody's stream if you follow them. So like streaming more on YouTube, creating more content that will bring people from other platforms to my channel on YouTube is something I'm looking forward to next year. And then making those off videos that aren't necessarily just like stream highlights, like, hey, got a new piece of tech that goes in my setup. That's cool. I think overall in esports in general, what I'm looking forward to is especially the new Halo Championship Series. We just had the Raleigh Major.
Yeah.
That was exciting to watch. That felt like old MLG days. Walshy, legend of the game, was one of the commentators during that. So like watching competitive Halo again, I don't know if it was like nostalgia, but like the way it was executed was like the way Call of Duty was back with CWL.
Well, the way Call of Duty was, the way Gears used to be, and the way Halo used to be.
You have the amateur people from the open competition that can work their way up.
They can get in. Yeah, they started with thousands of teams.
Yeah. It's not a franchise. You don't have to pay $25 million to get a fucking team tied to a city.
Yeah.
So, like, that's insane to me that you don't see how that's good for the game itself, promoting esports in general, and having that type of competition where, like, any Joe Schmo can show up with their team and have a chance. Like, you've got a harder road, sure.
Right.
But, like, that's how you get the next people noticed that haven't been noticed in esports just because of like what they've been doing online and other stuff like that.
That viewership peaked super high too.
First event, I forget when the last Halo event was, but that to me, the stage setup was great. I thought it was awesome that sometimes you see a lot of stage setups that they're like, side by side type of thing, where this was like facing your opponent.
Yep.
So the shit talking is right in your face across the stage.
Which actually, that's how the Valorant championships just were too, which was really cool.
Yeah, that big circle type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like the stage design. I think from a production standpoint, it was pretty cool what they did.
But it's very MLG. That's how it.
It's the same people.
It was it is, but it was a much smaller scale back in the day where it was literally just two tables like this, but longer, facing each other. And you would just literally be like, you and me are pretty much how far players would be from each other. And they would stand up and like shout over their monitors at each other. Like they win, they like stand up, they're like, oh yeah, get down, bitch. Like, but it's that same kind of feel. It's that same like OG, just like
all the MLG guys are an
hyper-competitive
esports engine behind the people that put on HCS. Because
That's awesome.
343 partnered with them. They put on the same fucking event pretty much.
That
Sundance,
was a
Mr.
smart-
Adam P, they're all at that company.
That was a
based in
smart
Columbus. Yeah. So like it's people that have been around for a while. And it was an incredible event to see. They had like 4 streams going at once. They had their main stream, the A stream, the B stream, I think like a blue and red stream. So they had 4 streams going, covering a lot of stuff, not just like the main stuff of like, here's 1 stream or 2 streams and that's it. So I think the talent pool of the commentators were pretty good overall. The production was good. The way it went off was really good and refreshing compared to some of the tournaments that get pop up. And then looking at what Call of Duty's become, they got their asses kicked.
Oh yeah,
with Halo Infinite release, and then this just championship series right out of the gate. Here's the circuit. Anaheim's going to be coming up. That's going to be a smaller event. But like that's something I'm looking forward to is watching competitive Halo and Valorant next year. Because I think like especially with the stuff VCT has been putting on, that's been a really exciting esports to watch.
Anyone who watched the Worlds that just happened, the championships, it was very hype. It was I don't know. It got me back into Valorant. I hadn't played since what was it, season 1, episode, whatever, the original, the alpha, the beta, all that crap. I played like right before it started up, and then season 1 started. I played for like a week and stopped.
I mean, look what they're doing in League of Legends.
Right. And this got me back into it, watching the Valorant championships. And I have friends who are watching it, so I started, and I'm like, wow, they're doing it right. They have some great announcers. They have a great setup. And these teams are awesome from all over the world. And it was just so much fun to see that competitive play happening and be able to follow a narrative, pick a team that you love, and really, I don't know, they just put it together so well. And I know, like you were saying, they did it really well with the Halo Championship Series as well.
Yeah.
Man, I'm excited for all of that.
That's what I'm excited about for next year.
I like that. No, that's a really good one. Mine is going to be more on the streaming side of things, and I'm super excited to see where we're going with YouTube streaming, like we're doing right now here, and Twitch streaming, to see how both of them progress, because I think YouTube has made some huge moves, not just with acquisitions, but they put out their whole roadmap for what they're bringing to the platform here this year. And a lot of what they're bringing to the platform is genuinely they're attacking Twitch now. They have some huge creators on their platform. It seems like they're listening to them, and they genuinely want to compete with Twitch. They genuinely want to take the things they have available at their fingertips, because YouTube under Google is a much larger, I guess, profitable percentage of the company. They have a higher percentage of profitability than Twitch does for Amazon.
Yep.
Twitch's numbers this past year, they were still less than 1% of Amazon's overall profitability, like profit or whatever. Amazon doesn't. They care, but they don't at the same time.
I say, do they?
Where I think Google genuinely cares, like they care about YouTube very clearly. We see that with decisions that hurt YouTube all the time.
Right.
But they care about it in the money-making way. And for that reason, it's very clear that they care about the YouTube gaming and streaming side of things. That they see there's a huge future in this. And they're going in strong with competition this year. And I just can't wait to see, because competition's good for everybody. Competition's good for Twitch and YouTube, people on both platforms, because it's only going to force the hand of the opposite platform to be better.
Which you're kind of committing a crime right now.
What's the crime?
You're wearing a Twitch hat on YouTube right now.
That's fine. I hang out on both. I stream on Twitch.
Link in the
I
description.
stream on YouTube. I post videos on YouTube. Yeah, Nick already said it, but link in the description. But no, and I use it.
Slap that bell.
I use it to separate my gaming and my YouTube content is tech, and like this podcast related show. But then I do tech reviews, tech content, stuff like that. And then my actual gameplay, gaming type stuff, I do over on Twitch. That's the place to come hang out and have fun with everybody. I love growing it on Twitch, but Twitch is also just like the getaway from the official. I go over there because it's more of that laid back hangout community. But with some of the stuff YouTube's adding, maybe I'll try moving that over to YouTube. So we'll see in the future. We'll see what happens. But I'm just excited for that competition, because every time there's competition, it just means both platforms have to get better. So
Absolutely.
that's mine for 2022.
Wow.
I think everything we said tonight was pretty solid, but I really like our predictions, years with esports, mine with streaming for 2022. And I think they really intertwine because of the whole scene in general just growing. I mean, I guess you were in different shoes than me. 5-6 years ago, I didn't care about esports. I really didn't follow any scenes like that. I was more of just like I play COD occasionally. I play COD occasionally on PlayStation or Xbox.
That was like my one friend that told me he was really good at playing public servers in Call of Duty. And he's like, oh, I bet if you played Call of Duty, I'd spank you too. And I was playing Counter-Strike like semi-pro.
Yeah.
And I installed the game and went and shit stomped him. And I'm like, yeah, tell me how your pub stomping is really good.
Yeah, play a real game kind of thing. And yeah, so I wasn't into all of that, and I honestly never thought I would be. And then Rocket League hit me, and I got into it. And now that's kind of spread. I'm getting into more and more competitive scenes for games. And it doesn't mean I'm necessarily competitive in the games. I'm not good at Valorant, but I love playing it. I'm not good. I'll watch people who are better than me be good at it, and I'll just play it to enjoy it. Rocket League, I like to think I'm decent at. But again, I'm going to watch people who are much better than me and enjoy that because I don't want to put in that amount of time.
Mad decent, yo.
Yeah. No, but it's a scene that I never thought I would get into, and I'm just excited to see it develop now. I think there's a lot of money in that scene that it's going to keep growing. It's going to be insane. I know back MLG in the mid-2000s, that's where everyone thought it was going, and it was just a little too soon. But nowadays, I think that's exactly where it's heading. There's no doubt about it. With the introduction of esports mixed with social media, that was the difference. Social media hadn't exploded yet in the mid 2000s.
Right.
Now there's a million places to share this content, and everyone wants to be the next freaking awesome ass gamer. So no, that's how I see those topics coming together, and I think they're both exciting things to look forward to. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Clothing thoughts?
Clothing thoughts?
Clothing thoughts.
Clothing thoughts. Oh, no. Well,
clothing thoughts.
Speaking of that, do you have when is the
I don't know. Yeah, I'm still doing some tests. Yeah. New Midnight Slate logo.
There's going to be new merch. We didn't really say anything about it yet tonight because he's still working on the storefront and everything, but
yeah, at some point early 2022, there's some stuff floating around in the wild, but I'm trying to revamp a couple things, figure out what I want to do. Closing thoughts. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing with this studio space next year or when I have to potentially re-sign a lease. So depending on when or what that looks like, this might be the last video we shoot in here. Possibly. I don't know yet. I'm trying to determine what I want to do with the space, if anything, because right now I'm not using it that often and I'm paying monthly for it. So I have to make a decision of what I want to do with that.
Okay.
So that's like, got to figure that one out. Still working on it. Not saying that getting rid of the space, but that might just change the look of where we record some stuff.
Where's Midnight Studio?
I don't know. I don't know yet. Whether it's here or not, but yeah. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to figure out in 2022.
It's okay. We can build on a new room. We can add on to my house and just, build on to the nerd cave. It's fine.
Sure.
All right, guys. So I think that's going to be where we call it tonight. If anyone wants to come hang out, pop into the Discord, join it. Link is, I don't know, actually, if I put the Discord link in the description here, I'm so used to it being in all my video descriptions and being in Twitch, but I'll just post the link in chat right now. I'll put it in the description.
Your Nerd Cave one.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I have it right here. Yeah. I'm just going to get the invite. 1 second.
But
sorry about that, guys. I'm so used to it being in my Twitch stream that I'm like, hey, come hang out. But yeah, come over to Discord, hang out, and just join the community. I'm trying to grow a fun community who's into the same stuff, like tech, gaming, making drinks, having a good time, just hanging out.
We like booze. We like beers.
I like beer.
I like beer.
But just hanging out, having a good time, and people that are super into the tech scene and the gaming scene, and always being like up to date on what's happening with it, always wanting to see it grow, wanting to see it move forward. Just, I guess, in tune with that is trying to grow a community around that, and just people who enjoy all of that. So yeah, stop over there. With that said, guys, we're going to call it here tonight. I had a lot of fun being back here in the studio.
Hopefully it's not the last time.
I know. We'll see going forward, I guess. That was news to me. But yeah. All right, guys.
Later.
Peace.